I am refreshing.
Oh, I can see stuff now.
Okay.
Oh, and I hurt myself.
That's me not muting my mic or my what is it? My spectating laptop that I have up right now. All right, I think we're working. So it must have just been. This is my first time streaming on Streamlabs on this computer, and it must have been just that the link was bad or something. So here we are. We're live. Yeah. Well, there we go. Some technical issues there. This isn't exactly the most smooth opening for a stream, but here we are. um, hi, everybody. Jeff and Carlos are here. First Anime Arcade group stream, kind of, maybe a little. I don't know, whatever. Just
I'm
hanging
trying to
out,
think.
actually.
I mean, yeah, like we've streamed before together with other people, but not this game at least.
Carlos and Hina, actually, which Hina might join us a little bit later, but you guys convinced me to buy, finally, the Final Fantasy XIV game, Shadowbringer. And honestly, I've been kind of hesitant to purchase an MMO again. I just feel like I'm not into MMOs enough to spend money on them anymore, especially with the amount of options out there that are free to play. But I played the free trial for this game, and it hooked me enough. And just knowing that you guys are playing, I think having friends playing an MMO makes the game infinitely better. So,
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things too, like I've played an absolute butt ton of MMOs, but like the free to play model's fine, but I feel like with a subscription model, you know what you're getting. um, they're not going to try and like nickel and dime you or pay to win you, which I've played games like that before.
it's how they make
So
their money when it's free to play, and so I kind of almost appreciate if it's a game you're going to sink a lot of time into. I appreciate the subscription model because one, let's be honest, when you really sink a lot of time into a game that is free to play but has a pay, model, chances are you're going to pay $15 a month to play that game in some cases anyway, depending on how deep you are into it, especially with some of these gacha games, let's be real. But this game is real. I mean, we're watching the intro video right now. Phenomenal. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was playing the free-to-play, and we had just kind of it was a pretty good intro video for the free trial. But this, you can just tell that they've stepped up their game with Shadowbringers, man. This is...
oh yeah, the free trial, you get the original cinematic, which is
Yeah.
at this point, I think that was like 20. God, was it 2013 that came out? Because the original, which was 1.0, was so bad. Like, I'm not sure if you know this, Jeff, if you're hearing this for the first time, but the original Final Fantasy 14 was so bad. Like, it was they tried to focus on like high-end graphics and all this stuff, and like even like the best computers were struggling to keep up with it.
Really? Is
Um,
that... Because I remember they had to basically just scrap it and start over.
they had to scrap the whole thing. The original director like assumed responsibility and was essentially canned for it. And Yoshi P took over, and in
Damn.
2013 they released it as a Realm Reborn. This is the most successful failure of an MMO ever.
Unbelievable. I had no idea it was a graphics thing, but I mean, it's a
Well,
tremendous
it
story.
among other things, like because like they were saying that like certain flower, like not flower, like kind of like flower pot had the same number of pixels that like really complex like characters did.
What?
So yeah, the rendering shit in that game was just ridiculous. And then the system, the combat system was apparently really boring and just not at all interesting. So they
Oh,
scrapped it and
man.
brought it back.
A really awesome story, quite frankly. I mean, I don't know that I can recall a game, and it reminds me of kind of like the recent Sonic the Hedgehog thing, where the movie preview came out and they kind of completely redesigned Sonic because he looked like
Oh yeah.
ridiculous. This is obviously a bigger remake of a game, but it's funny. I appreciate that people are willing to start over and not just kind of scrap and cut their losses and actually make a good game. I mean, the Final Fantasy franchise has been, I mean, in video gaming, other than maybe Mario, this maybe Fire Emblem. There's certain franchises that have gone. Link kind of had a resurgence recently. Well, it did have a resurgence recently, of course, but Final Fantasy just hasn't gone away since I was a baby. So, speaking of,
Yeah.
you see in my background right here, this pillow, and well, you're watching on a delay.
I mean, I can still see it.
Yeah.
The delay's not that long, honestly.
No.
No, not really.
We got our first Anime Arcade merch, man, and I actually bought the pillows, which I'm like, come on, Anime Arcade pillow. I never thought I'd own an Anime Arcade pillow, but they're awesome. They're really, really cool. As a matter of fact, I didn't expect this, but they're covers, so I can totally take them off and wash them and reuse them. So, gotta get an Anime Arcade pillow, man.
Nice.
I'm gonna be a salesman one day. Here we go. All right.
I
So
think you have a better job than a salesman right now.
depends on the kind of salesman. I don't know. The salesmen in my company make more money than I do. But so part of how you convinced me to buy this game was the fact that there were girls with horns. And I saw those girls with horns, and I realized I couldn't make one because I was playing the free trial. So here you're seeing it here for the first time. I get to have my introduction to character creation of girls with horns. So I'm gonna click the start button.
the aura race, yes.
All right, so you'll see kind of my little human girl here. Look at her. She's a sweet girl. Got kind of like the black hair and red. But sorry. So funny thing, the original Guild Wars, I decided to name her. I'm thinking like I was like giving her a name that actually had some meaning. It was my original main in Guild Wars, in the first Guild Wars. And she's going good. She, unfortunately, the original name in Guild Wars was not enough to save her because she's about to get thrown into the trash bin as I create a character with horns. So you're telling me it is the aura. So for those of you who maybe haven't played Final Fantasy, let's take a look at these races while we go in here. We got the Hyur. So I guess the human race. This is what I created. That's what that girl there, Dara, was.
Standard humans.
Honestly, I like them. They're cool.
Yeah, no, they're fun.
Nothing wrong with a human. I mean, when you play a fantasy game, I think a lot of people tend to stray away from the human character because, hell, we're playing a fantasy game. We might as well play a race that's not what we are in real life. But
I mean, it depends on the game, Like
Sure.
in WoW, you could only early on you could only play Paladin on the Alliance, and
Fair enough.
honestly, you wanted to be a human Paladin for the racial bonuses. So.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's true. We got the Elizin, which I guess is the elf character. So
Yeah, essentially. Very
Tall.
few of them, honestly.
tall, slender, kind of human-esque, but that's what you expect from an elf, I guess. The tall, slender, pointy ear, human, essentially. The Lalafell. Ooh, there's the Lalafell. Hina's favorite race. Sorry, Hina, I'm throwing you under the bus here. Here is your, of course, every MMO needs the race that everyone that's a hater is going to pick on you for playing because they think you like little girls or something. But I actually really like the Lalafell. I think they're cute. And I think that they definitely go out of their way to make sure that this race is not, like, sexualized, which I appreciate, I suppose.
They're not.
They're cute little chibi creatures, which I think is kind of cool.
Like all their animations too are fairly cutesy.
Cool. I like that. So you got this. I played Terra for a little while, and I created an Elan.
Yeah, the Ellen. Yeah,
which are maybe a little more on the sexualized side, but I still played one.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Say what you will about me. I still played one. Then we've got, of course, the cat girl race. I mean, come on. It is made in Japan, right? This game, I would hope.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a Square Enix game.
Great. Yeah, of course. Cat boy. Oh, there you go. Cat boy's got glasses or something. And
The
Mikote. So I think they're pretty cool. I actually, in my free trial, I made a Mikote, played her for a few levels, and decided I didn't like the way she ran, which is why I didn't play her anymore. I mean, when you're going to look at the back of a character running for hundreds of hours, potentially, when you play these games, I guess I reserve the right to be picky. I'm hoping I like the way that the Ra run. Since I basically just bought this game for them.
No, my first character ever was a Mikote male.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yep. They're pretty cool. I mean, they actually look pretty badass for a cat boy race. I kind of like that he's more masculine maybe than you would expect a cat man.
I mean, you can change them around. As a matter of fact, that is one thing. Each race, not every race, but most of them have two sides to them, and that kind of changes up how they can look. For example, Heuer males and females can be either, I forget what the first one is, but there's Highlander, and then there's the other one. The other one is like your bog standard human, but then you can make them look like gigantic,
Oh, we're saying males.
island people. So that's a Midlander. No, go. Oh, I mean,
let's go
back
to the male.
That.
Let's go to the male one because maybe we'll see a little more of a difference in the male. All right, so Midlander. He's kind of like a normal.
Yeah, normal human, and then you go Highlander.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's like a Viking or something.
Yep.
Well, a black Viking in this case, but yeah, he's totally way like bigger. I didn't expect the difference there. Like I think when I never looked at the male here, and the females looked much more similar when I was looking at them, and I kind of just assumed if you look at their stats, one is clearly better at physical classes, I would think, because one's got like a little bit higher strength, like the big guy obviously stronger, a little bit higher dex, a little bit higher vitality, but less intelligence and mind. So, well, he's got higher mind. He's just better. I guess this guy's got a lot higher intelligence, though, so I don't know how much that actually matters.
It doesn't matter, like, at all.
Yeah, so it's really all about how you want your character to look, I guess. All right. So, whoa, here's a big guy. All right, so this is the giant race, I suppose. I'm acting like I'm surprised. I've seen this guy before, but he's big. He's a big dude.
Yeah, Rose are the big race.
The Rogadin?
Yeah, just people just call him Rose.
Rose. Okay, so you got the big dude, big girl. All right. And here's the one that okay, look at that. Yep. That's what I just spent $60 on. So you got the Aura. This is what you described it, I think, as a reptilian race, and
yeah, that's essentially what they are.
She doesn't have horns. She has more kind of like, I'm assuming you can kind of give her horns instead of these like fins that she's got here.
Oh hell, I have no idea.
Well,
you have to play around with that.
We're gonna play.
But yeah, look at her. If you look at her tail, it's definitely more.
Oh yeah, she does have a tail. Look at that.
Yeah, and there is a huge disparity between the size of a male and a female in that race. Just humongous disparity.
Yeah, that's wow. No kidding. All right. Yep. I mean, not even close with the male and the female of the Rose. That's funny. Okay, cool. Well, that's what I'll be making today. We've got this Hrothgar. Only can make a male of the Hrothgar. I just spoiled what the VR looks like, but like kind of Tiger Man. I guess another kind of feline man. All right. I mean, I wouldn't make them. I don't know how many you see of those in the game.
I think they're supposed to be modeled off of the Ronso from Final Fantasy X.
Okay, I can see that, yeah. I like that there are like a lot of callbacks to the previous Final Fantasy games in this that I've seen so far. That's really, really cool. Yeah. Everyone's favorite, including, I think, yours, Carlos.
What, the Viera? Oh, yeah. Best race we get.
Bunny Girls.
100%. Hundo P. Best fucking race.
I'm not going to comment on this view, but...
It's funny, too, because you meet Fran from Final Fantasy XII in one of the like raid storylines, and she's wearing that armor.
That's
and that is your level 1 armor.
Okay, they're born this way, man. Look at that.
Plot armor. It's funny too because they like the like storyline and all that good stuff about the Viera is that there are males. They're male Viera. It's just they are a supremely matriarchal society, and there's like like there's a difference. Like males are much smaller, so males in the society are like the crafters and like kind of like meaning I won't say menial labor, but like the laborers and stuff like that, and the women are the warriors.
You're you're not going to be a hero if you're a male.
Yeah.
Poor males of that race. um, okay, yeah, I like him. I like her, but gotta go with her first. Gotta go with the Ra. I've always wanted to create a lizard folk. I never thought my lizard folk character would look so good, but we're gonna go with it. All right, so Ra. So I have two options here. I've got Rain and ooh. Okay, one's definitely like darker looking. Let's read them. All creation myths tell of a dawn father and a dusk mother from whom all Aura are descended. So you guys are going to have to forgive me. I'm drinking. So my my reading of this may be a little slurred. The Rain believe their veins to run thick with the blood of the former, their brilliant white scales and iron wills serving as proof of this divine lineage. Unlike their sister clan, the Zela, who bloody the land with the endless tribal conflict. Okay, so obviously the Zela are the warriors of this particular race. The Rain have embraced the life of tranquility and solitude, long abandoning the nomadic lifestyle of their ancestors to settle the deep valleys of Orthard's mountainous eastern reaches. Only on rare occasions will one emerge from the valley mists to seek adventure in realms afar. Okay, so they're like the dwarves? They hang out in the mountains and the valleys. All right, these I guess are the nomadic ones. The Ari creation myths tell that's the same thing as I just read, I think. Unlike their sister clan, the Rain, who lead solitary lifestyles hidden behind the savage peaks of Orthard's eastern reaches, the Zela are free spirits who roam the vast western steppe in close-knit tribes, hunting, gathering, and warring as their ancestors have for countless generations.
I've never read one of those little blurbs, but I just realized you're never going to you're not really going to find out about any of what you just read until the second expansion.
No kidding. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
well, they weren't even added until the second expansion, this race, right?
No, the first expansion.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But like I think that's kind of a cool thing because you do see these like you do see Aura more in Heavensward, but like you don't kind of get like where they're from and all that, like the different types of them until the second expansion, which is kind of cool because they do set you up with all this lore kind of stuff and then they just kind of feed it to you piecemeal.
I feel like this is a big decision because they look very different. I have kind of a feeling that the horns are going to be the Zela, so I might need to pick the Zela just because it looks like Rain
I'm pretty sure it's both, but I could be wrong. You just have to kind of play around with different character types.
Bear with me here.
You're talking about the male and female?
No, just female period.
What's up, Vetros? How you doing, man?
Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Welcome.
He's looking between the two types of aura, like the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's
streaming, so if you want to jump in the stream and follow along.
Sure.
He's what do you call it? He's trying to make like a horned one rather than like with the fins, but I'm pretty sure that both of them can have the horns. It's just it's like certain faces and attributes, like you can change those.
All right, she's gonna be short all the way down, and she's gonna all the way up.
You do know character creation.
I love it when they give me those options. All right, let's see, skin tone. All right, so I can still make her many different varieties of skin tone here.
Yeah.
Are you streaming right now?
I am. What's up, Hina? How you doing, man?
I just got done with dinner and cleaning up and all the other associated things.
Okay, I think
Let's see.
I like how even like one of the lightest skin tones is still pretty tan. I kind of like that.
Where's the link?
It's the normal anime arcade.
Yeah, just the anime
I'll,
arcade.
I'll shoot it to you.
Okay, I got it. Thanks, dude. Maybe.
All right, don't be shy, guys. Anyone in chat? You guys have been quiet today. Kind of pissing me off, actually. What are you doing?
Again, Jeff has been drinking.
All right, we're gonna go with the normal looking tail.
People.
You don't want it lengthy and girthy?
Yeah, there's some like girthy tails there, aren't there? Look at that thing. That's actually kind of neat, though, I guess.
The crocodile one. Oh dear.
You know what, Hina? You've convinced me. I think I am gonna go with a little more of like a maybe a little more of a hardcore looking tail. We're gonna go with the middle ground though. Do I want to go long or short? Okay, that doesn't really make too much of a difference.
Hey, Crash.
What's up, Crash? How you doing, man? Finally you make it into one of my streams. Yeah, you've been kind of like missing them, I think, in the past. I'm hoping to do this a little more. I know I say that all the time. I got in my last stream, which was several weeks ago now, I probably suffered the worst beating that I've suffered in a video game in a long time. Fire Emblem, Three Houses, what is it, Madness Mode, just made a fool of me. It really did. And I think I was a little bit demoralized, actually, from playing that game for a little while. So, right, so I like these hairstyles. There's a lot of really cool ones here for this race.
I believe most of the hairstyles in general are actually universal. So almost any, I say almost any race can have the same hair. And I believe they're also fluid across male and female as well.
Oh, really? You know, that was one of the things for me as like a Western male that always kind of, it made it hard to make a male character in a lot of these Eastern MMOs because the male hairstyles were all very different than what I find normal for a male. They're all much longer typically. There's only a few shorter hairstyles typically for men in these games. So that's why I tend to make female, among other things, of course, characters.
Hairstyles are among the things that you can change without need for phantasmagoria or anything like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's a hairstylist, more or less, basically in game. I do believe. So.
I like that. I was kind of looking at just like a standard kind of long hair bangs hairstyle. Go with that. It's like this is what Ai-chan would have if she grew her hair out a little bit, right here. Got to throw in my Ai-chan now. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so Crash finally jumping in, doing well. Good. I'm glad to hear that, man. We're just hanging out. Yeah, we're you know, if you are part of the Discord, this is kind of, you'll notice Hina and Vetros have jumped in. I am in the streaming channel. We're just kind of chilling, hanging out today. So if you are part of the Discord, feel free to jump in. The guys are down in gaming playing some League of Legends, so I had to leave them because you guys would have been hearing a lot of League of Legends screaming and yelling and cursing, which probably isn't very conducive to a chill creating this horned girl in Final Fantasy. But so yeah, what kind of hair do I want to give her? I really like the highlights here, but you got to be kind of subtle about it because that looks weird. So Hina, as I mentioned earlier, you are to blame for this.
Well, you did say you wanted to, like, your reaction when
Yeah, your reaction to the aura, yeah.
And the funny thing is, I know several other people who basically had the exact same reaction and immediately rolled aura.
One of my really good friends that I work with, he's like, as far as I've ever seen in this game, he's one of the people that kind of clears current content as it comes out with him and his group. He has played Aura since they have come out. He's never switched.
Yeah, it was definitely the driving force to me wanting to create a character here, so that's pretty sweet looking.
You know what though? Hand it to the devs. If they can make it, like, races that in this game that make you go, okay, I'm willing to throw down for the game now. Like, that's
yeah. You don't
I mean,
see...
you came back for Bunny Girls, did you not?
I did come back for Bunny Girls. I honestly was probably like, all right, I'm ready to, because it's been installed on my computer for so long, and I've jumped in and out of it like with each new expansion. But it was Vieira that got me to to stay and actually get all the way up to max level and actually do current content and crap like that
Yeah,
and
I
raid.
think I'd like to think I helped push that along, since I guess I was, because I think a lot of us have tried out FF14, but I was, I guess, the one who probably went the hardest in the shortest amount of time.
Well,
So
I
you
think
only get 4 horn styles, huh? That's disappointing. I was hoping for more options for horns, but I think the original is an option. Sorry to interrupt you there, man.
Oh no, you're good, man. No, yeah, you horn style, like, yeah, you only get like a few of those, but I think hairstyle you can even find different. Like, I think there are like hairstyles that are like dungeon rewards and shit like that, or like achievement rewards.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, eye shape. I feel like she's a little kind of edgy, so she needs kind of that. There we go. Look at her, yeah.
Why are all your characters chuny, Jeff?
She's got kind of the angled eyebrow there. All right. Come on, man. What do you mean? All my characters chuny? Of course they're chuny.
I'll be right back.
All right, man. Have you seen the Konosuba movie, Jeff?
I have not, but I also haven't watched season 2 of Konosuba, so.
Oh, dude, I gotta get you to watch. Like, well, obviously, season 2, but the movie, because you would absolutely love the movie.
I loved season 1 of Konosuba. I literally have no reason why I haven't watched it at this point, other than just I haven't. Oh, cool. You can create the rings on here. Ooh, I can give her like a ring on one side.
I'm definitely curious which voice he ends up putting, because there are certain voices that are really irritating.
More irritating the better, man. Are you kidding?
when you hear the voice like 6,000 times spamming skills, you may reconsider.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I kind of like the one eye thing.
The heterochromia thing.
Yeah, like not necessarily like full heterochromia, but like only one eye has the ring. Like that's kind of neat. Gotta go like right.
Yeah,
there.
Crash the movie. Like, I think Crash that I want him to watch the movie because of how much he enjoys Chuny characters. And I mean, you already know, Jeff, about Megamine, but suffice it to say the movie's based around Megamine, and yeah, there's a lot of Chuniness happens that you need to watch.
I'm down. Yeah, I gotta definitely watch that. I should probably watch season 2 of Konosuba too, because it's just I loved season 1, so why wouldn't I?
No. They're glorious scumbags. That's why that show is great. We actually have something kind of like that this season that I've been watching. What is it? The hero is overpowered but overcautious. That one, or something like that. It's kind of like that with the whole scumbag characters that are funny. Not as funny as Konosuba, but what is?
The amount of time that I have spent in my life creating MMO characters. Well, it's funny sometimes. Like, partially, you wish you could like bring up the dashboard for your life and check stats on how much time you spent doing certain things. But I don't know that I'd want to know that stat because.
No.
I remember when I first checked my WoW played timer,
It's depressing,
and then I was
dude.
like, let's never do that again.
Yeah.
Dude, if I could bring up the stat, like that stat would be depressing. Obviously, how much time you spend sleeping is like, hey, I spent that much time asleep in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a man, another timer would be like, okay, well, I should probably do that less. I'm talking about drinking, you filthy minded perverts. Drinking.
Yeah. Probably once.
About drinking.
Nice. Drinking. No, drinking. We're gonna go with drinking.
Yeah, drinking. This is PG-13 stream.
We're not. I don't know that I labeled explicit on this cast. Or on this cast.
All our casts are labeled explicit.
Yeah.
Bless Logan for that. I wouldn't have thought that far ahead.
No. Yeah. I don't know if it would have really mattered, but who knows? For you children out there, we're safe. We're safe for you to listen to, children.
Are we?
No, maybe not. I don't know. And these lip colors are kind of not giving me a lot of options. I want to go with something. Do I want to go with something normal? I don't know. Maybe I want her to have like light blue lips. Kind of cool, I guess.
There's a character who has lips like that.
I actually really like the Makote that's kind of plays that. I don't know what her name is, I forget, but she plays a pretty central role in the
in the Lenses storyline?
Yeah, in the original. And she appeared, I think it was her that appeared in the Shadowbringers intro.
Okay, so that's right. So I don't feel bad saying, yeah, she's pretty central to the story period.
Mm-hmm.
Cat mommy.
Yeah, she's cat mom.
Okay.
Ooh, cool. Give her like little rings on her horns. I could totally see that, like if you had horns as an appendage, like you would totally be like wearing jewelry on those things. I don't think the other part of me wants to save the appearance data for this and then go back and make my favorite character on the other side and see which one I like better. I think I might actually do that. You gotta like your character, man. Especially if you gotta pay to change their appearance later.
Oh no, trust me. You saw the stuff I was posting today. Like, I knew about G-Pose, which is like this way to take pictures of your character, but Hina told me more about it. And ever since then, I'm like, God damn, I made a fucking great looking. I love my character to begin with, but like now that I have G-Pose, I'm like, oh god damn, she looks good. I did such a fucking good job.
I like your character, man. Yeah, I like your character. Looks really cool. Let me actually
pat myself on the back.
That's for those of you watching. We got to show you Carlos's character now. Hold on. I'm not prepared for this, guys. Come on, I'm new to streaming, so give me a break. All right. Here we go. Got this. Look at this. Look at this.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Look at that chick right there. She's like, come hither. I sit upon the what did you say? She doesn't. It doesn't. I'm not going to show you guys this very private chat, but you were showing off your new mount, right?
Yeah. I got the Vath mount. I was pretty excited about it.
I'm gonna have to text my buddy. His wife runs an entire Instagram account for her fucking Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I was
actually, you know what? I know what her Twitch is. I think it's linked up.
I was telling them about like, because I knew about G-Pose, but Hina told me about like the little control panel that comes with it, and ever since then I've been like, God damn, my character looks fucking good. I did a real good job making her.
Oh yeah, actually, Vetros. There's a Twitter link I wanted to show you if I hadn't already.
You know that in the creation you can change like the lighting and like put her in different scenes, right?
I forgot about it. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. And then like if you hold right click, you can turn her around so that she's like facing light or like hold right. Yeah.
That I didn't realize. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So you can see how the shadows will fall.
Yeah.
Like I run my everything on minimum graphics, which is still surprisingly good looking. So on like higher graphics, it looks really good.
Yeah, this game looks great.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Is like that's what makes the whole like 1.0 debacle with the the graphics being kind of too, I guess, out there, too much for most computers.
Yeah.
For them to turn it around and make it something that like looks good, and it even looks good on lower graphical settings is pretty impressive.
I just linked her account in the gaming general.
You said it's a Twitter account all about the
No,
character?
it's her Instagram account. It's literally her husband, and her friend.
Just like taking screenshots of their characters or something?
Yeah. Oh, you'll see. Like, the amount of depth that goes into these photos are.
Yeah, this is impressive.
She does them on the fly while she's raiding too. So like in between pulls on raid, she'll pull up G pose and start messing around with it.
This one's totally in the middle of something. Holy shit.
And it just looks awesome too.
Yeah, she looked like these
She's
pictures look
damn
great.
good. She's
Yeah.
damn good at what she does.
All right, let's pull this up. I think I might just go with this first hairstyle. I think it's cute. I wish you could change the color on the little
Gotta get the pompadour going.
pompadour.
Do they have that for female? Oh, they do.
Oh,
Yada yada.
I can't do it. All right.
I'll do it for you. Don't worry. We got this.
All right, here we go. Gaming General. Let's bring this sucker up. She doesn't mind if I put this up.
You
on
forget
stream,
that
does she?
it's stuck on the pompadour.
No, she's not gonna mind if you bring it up.
Annabella Kitty. All right. Wow. I mean, honestly, it's amazing.
The aura you see behind her in the photo, like to your left,
Yeah.
of where your is, that's her husband.
It's kind of shocking because the quality looks like photography. Like, it genuinely, these look like
G-Pose
real.
is really even on like my computer, I can have G-Pose actually turn up all the stuff, and my computer is a laptop from like 5 years ago. So
Yeah, none of these are externally edited as well. She doesn't do any Photoshop or anything like that to them. This is strictly what G-Pose allows you.
That's incredible.
I do feel like a lot of people use a lot of filters on G-Pose, and I tend to not use filters.
Man, props for that. That's cool. That's really cool. I mean, and if you, all right, whatever. Instagram.
I should be in one of those as well. I think for their for one of their E1 clears they did, they had me in the back.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with the first hairstyle. I feel kind of boring doing that, but I think it's kind of neat. I like that.
No, I mean just know that as soon as you unlock the aesthetician, I forget how, like the hairdresser essentially,
Mhm.
you can change it to whatever you want it to be.
All right, here we go. Hina's favorite. Which one should I go cycle through them on? The angry, the nervous, the happy. I don't know what you call that. The sly.
Let me think. I have to actually turn up your in-game noise because right now I have your actual Twitch muted, so you don't echo. But I can't hear them unless.
Okay, it's kind of like I make a lot of noise. Let's go with this one. Yeah, it's kind of like.
Do you have it on the English or on the Japanese?
I think it's on English. That does make a difference, huh?
Very much so.
Okay.
Actually, your character never actually talks, so I don't actually think it would, right?
Yeah, just listen to. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if changing it to Japanese changes how your character sounds. Does it?
No. But yeah, like the 12 different types of 12 different voices, and then the emotes above are just what they sound like when doing that particular emote.
Okay, this one's kind of funny. Mm-hmm. All right, you lost me on that. Yep. All right, nope. Can you guys on stream hear this?
Yeah.
I don't know how loud it's coming through my game. I have it turned down pretty low though. Okay, that's kind of neat. I think 10's a front runner for me here. Yeah, I like 10. I like the first 4 and then 10.
I think that's how I was when I think I liked the first couple, but then like the last or the middle, I usually am kind of like meh on, and then the last ones were kind of hit or miss too.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have actually made an aura on another server. And I'm pretty sure I tried to make her look as much like God, I just lost her name. Fire Emblem Conquest, the the bustier girl.
Oh,
Big sister,
Camilla.
Yeah.
Camilla.
Camilla.
I was
And
gonna
I actually
say
think
Camilla, yeah, but
I think I named her Camilla too.
nice. Yeah, they can. I mean, I turned the bust size all the way up, and that's like, I guess they're just not a very busty race.
Oh, I mean,
Lizard people for you.
They're
Right?
really
repti-
they're really
reptiles
short.
usually don't have to feed their young that way. So
Okay, I like her. Yeah, I might just.
Well, you can change the pose, by the way, if you look at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And you can. Oh, and if you want to, I guess, confirm her various sizes, you can switch to small clothes, which is.
There we go. Oh, she's even got the scales going on her body too. Look at that. I'm such a friggin' pervy old man. Put her clothes back on.
At least you're not playing Lala. That's real bad.
Oh, that's a whole different bag. Excuse me, sir, but do you like potatoes?
yeah, that's the nickname for Lalafells, Jeff.
Potatoes. Potato
They're
girl?
potatoes.
Fucking potatoes.
Yeah, they're
Potato
potatoes.
Okay. I kind of like the dark aesthetic, and I have a feeling that this is probably the one to go with for that. I'm gonna stick with her for now. I've got like 30 days where I can make as many characters on this server as I want, and then I might just pay the $15 a month and continue to have as many characters as I want on the server, but we'll see. Let's see if I want to change her skin color. Oh, I can make her a little darker skin. That's pretty nice looking. I like that. You guys.
I think of the races, our like I see more like I see a higher percentage of different skin tones than I do in other races. Like other races, you generally see them sticking to like normal human skin tones.
Sure.
Whereas I usually I'm not surprised to see like a blue or a red or a green. Or usually males, but sometimes you see a female like the blue ones who like the crazy Valhalla Viking aura that you get in Storm. I forget what her name is, but I liked her a lot.
Sadu.
Is that her? Yeah.
Yeah. The tribes lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we got ourselves our character, guys.
Yay.
I seem to, in this game, I think all the characters I've made have had the dark hair, reddish eye color aesthetic going on, so that seems to be... I think I said...
Aura kind of not the best, to be honest. So.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm the same way. My character, black hair, red eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the guy that does white hair on almost every one of my characters.
I usually do, but on Lalafell, it just made her look old. So I was like, let's not do that.
Nobody
was a
wants
potato at one point.
Nobody wants an old people potato.
All right. What kind of moon? We're going to go fourth astral moon, the 17th. And she's going to worship the... Let's see. She's going to worship the... Tender of the harvest? Nah. She's got to be like... Yeah, God of Time. I like that. We're going to go with God of Time. All right.
Now
First
the hard
class.
question. What are you going to play?
What are you gonna play first?
Ooh, look at that. That's pretty cool looking. She looks good in armor. Maybe she looks even better in that armor.
I know Carlos doesn't like the traditional bulky armor.
I was really enjoying the Arcanist, so I might just recreate that class. Though I don't think I've actually even played a melee class in this game.
Melee is fun.
Is it? Yeah, because the first class I played was an archer. Then I played a Thaumaturge, and I just played the Arcanist. I think Arcanist was my favorite so far because it just felt like I was doing the most different types of things. Like I could dot them up, and then with the amount of dots I had, I could do more damage, and like it felt good.
Now that you're what do you call it? Now that you're paid though, and now that you have all the content, I'd say like if you're still liking Arcanist, you could go Arcanist, get him up to 10, and if you want to do a melee class, then start up Rogue.
Rogue you can do that.
Rogue is an absolute ton of fun, and because you're an Arcanist, you'll start in Limsa. That way, you don't have to wait until you get the flight path. You just have to make it to level 10, and do your level 10 quest.
And with the bonus XP, that's a joke.
Yeah, and with exactly. So, and I think you'll really like Rogue / Ninja.
My biggest recommendation for first class: never ever pick Lance. It was the first class I started with, and it made me quit the game when I got to level 30 because it got that boring.
Don't play what? I didn't. You cut out before.
Lancer.
Lancer. Okay. Yeah, I almost picked Lancer too because they look cool. But
they are awesome. They're cool as hell. But the leveling portion of their gameplay is very, very slow and boring. You get about 3 buttons until you get like 9. The class goes from being very, very simplistic to extremely complicated.
Isn't that kind of like White Mage though too?
Kind of, but White Mage at least is ease of use, whereas Lancer, it's, I messed up my rotation 4 buttons in, I have to start all the way over and don't do any damage.
He's like for the first 30 levels, White Mage is you press Cure, and that's pretty much stone, and that's about it.
That's most healing classes in this game.
You're talking to a guy who mained healer and rated progression rating in WoW, so healing doesn't scare me. But
no. I'm just saying it's really boring. Like when you lose access to all your instant healing, early on, it's no, not Midgard Summer. Select another.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
To give you an idea, progression style in this game gets really crazy. There is a fight. E2S.
Oh, okay.
E2S is one of the most batshit insane fights I've ever seen.
I mean, it is insane. And then you watch Limit Cut for Alexander, then you're like, nothing. S doesn't seem so bad.
Kind of.
After watching
the first time you see people trying to do E2S and the weaving that goes in and out from your entire party, having to sit and stand in that big circle and just constantly having to dip in, dip out, move left, move right, dip in, dip out, it's over and over and over.
You need instant casts at that point.
There's just no breaks throughout the whole thing. It's insane.
But this is a long way away, and outside of either having the patience for pugging or actually joining the static, you don't need
chat. What should whoever's in the chat, aside from I think a few of us are probably watching, what do you call it? What should Jeff's name be in the game?
This is where I might spend more time looking at a name than I do actually making the character.
I thought you had your favorite name in mind, the one you said you used across all your stuff.
Oh well, no, that was my original Guild Wars character, but she was taken, man. I mean, I created the human girl for her already. Got to do something unique now. I like Malkier. Okay, so I don't know why. I was watching Jeopardy earlier, and I feel like I need to make a name that kind of honors Alex Trebek. That guy.
I hate you for that. I'm sorry. Have I never told you guys the story?
You have. You told me.
So I actually have a full-fledged disdain for that man. I hope he wins his battle with cancer. I wish all the best to him.
Yeah.
But fuck out Trebek. That motherfucker owes me $100.
Are you serious? Oh God,
yes,
tell me this story, man.
So when I was in the 6th grade, I lived in Southern California.
In the 6th grade?
Yes, I'm not kidding with you. We had a field trip where we went to a showing of Jeopardy, and I had a really horrible stutter when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
And, when we went out to the showing of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek like walked up to the stands and was asking like, "Oh, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask." Like little intermissions because they filmed like 3 episodes in a row, and we're doing like one of the intermissions, and I was curious to see, like, do they always film in the studio, or were there multiple studios that they go to depending on like their location, and like where they need to be filming at that point in time to be able to film that. And I couldn't fucking get this question out to save my life.
Okay.
And he stopped us like the 4th time of me trying to ask. He's like, "Look, you say it with no problems, $100." I'm like, "All right." Immediate, just belted the thing out as forcefully as I could. He's like, "See me after the show." I'm like, "All right, cool." I don't even want the $100. I would fine shaking his hand.
Yeah, of course.
I go down to the end of the bleachers before we get ready to leave. I'm like, "Mr. Trebek," and he just looks at me, makes dead eye contact with me, turns, and walks away.
What?
My favorite.
Dead fucking eye contact with me. I'm like, "Hey," and he just like turns and walks with no other words.
Dude,
I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding?"
Man, I try, because like I hear and I see stories like that with like celebrities a lot, and I think to myself, I mean, that man, when I think to myself how good, how he manages to do all that, especially now with cancer, but I mean, I know it's not live, but the fact that he's on all the time during that show, and he reads everything perfectly, he pronounces everything most of the time perfectly. I know he's got someone in his ear talking to him while he's doing it, and he just continues to do it. The first thing I thought was like, what if he had someone in his ear telling him he needed to do something, and like he was looking at you, but he wasn't actually seeing you, and
It's
now.
possible.
You, unfortunately, for the rest of your life, thought he just fucking iced you out totally.
100%. Fuck that man.
Yeah. And and it's like, then I've heard of people who just like hate celebrities because they refuse to give him an autograph, but they approached him while they were trying to eat dinner with their family or something, and it's like,
well, it's funny too because like of all things, my sister's been on Jeopardy twice, like as a contestant.
really?
She's also on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Yeah, my sister's like literally a clinical genius. She's fucking insane.
Wow.
It's funny too because she works at like a little hat store in Long Beach, California, of all things. She's one of the things like I like doing what I'm doing. I don't care. But yeah, she was on Jeopardy twice and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, back when those were like bigger named things than they are today. And I don't know if she ever even brought it up, of like, because this was after I had already, like, this whole ordeal happened. I don't know if she ever actually like brought it up while she was on there. I hope she didn't.
What name did you choose? Oh shit, I didn't see.
Trey Dofari was her name. Trei. Trey.
Also,
What's up, Run Man?
hey,
How you doing, man?
Yeah, hey, Run Man. What's going on?
Keep going, Vetros.
Oh, you're good. I was done.
Oh, is there an echo? Is there an echo in your broadcast there, sir?
I don't know. Is there? Are you guys hearing an echo?
Honestly, I have your thing muted.
Maybe he's saying echo because we both said, "Hey, Run Man." We echoed each other.
Oh no, you are echoing. Like your mic is echoing.
Is it really?
Oh wait.
Okay, testing. Oh, you know what? Yeah. How about now? Is it better now? Echo?
Better.
Anything?
Yeah, better.
My Logitech webcam was picking up my audio. Thanks, Run Man. Appreciate it, dude. Sorry about that. That's so funny. I was in a PUBG game the other day, and they had a comment about that, and I went and I looked, and they were like, "Dude, your audio's terrible." And I realized that it wasn't picking up my Yeti, it was picking up my Logitech webcam audio instead.
It's funny that people at PUBG would say stuff about that though, because the amount of people that just have ass,
Yeah.
what do you call it, audio in that game.
It's funny because I had sometimes when I'm not using it, I'll turn my webcam up towards the ceiling just in case, you know, whatever. Same reason people put freaking electrical tape on their laptops, which is something I probably wouldn't do. But, that was when he made the comment. So the mic was facing up towards the ceiling as opposed to at me. So it probably sounded like I was, you know, on the other side of the room or something. But, yeah, I fixed that now. It's just to think that I had this Yeti up to my face while I played PUBG for countless hours and people weren't even hearing from that. It's terrible. What server you pick? I picked, what is it, Sargatanas and Aether?
Sargatanas. Yep.
We all play together. Runman, are you part of our Discord server, or are you just kind of random coming to hang out? I don't know if
Do they still have this this tutorial thing? Huh.
They do. They do.
Cool, dude. Thanks for stopping by and saying hey. Yeah, I'm kind of being introduced to this game. I played a little bit of the free trial, and I just bought it, so I'm kind of creating my first real character. My first paid.
He was enraptured by the aura, and it convinced him to buy the game.
Man, girls with horns. I just paid $60 to play a girl with horns.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you spent more on less. So
yeah.
Right on, man.
Yeah, you do still have to do the tutorial. I believe it's only if you pick a character that starts in Lin.
Oh, because I remember there used to, like, the very first character I ever made was actually in Ulda, and I remember there was like a tutorial, like a caravan type of thing, and you saw the elf twins. I just lost their names. My mind just went blank.
Those ones? Grizzled passengers?
Yes, those ones. Yep.
Yes.
No.
They're super grizzled.
They look so freaking grizzled right now.
They won't be...
Oh, never mind. It's the guy in red that's grizzled, and he's talking about
Yeah.
them. Gotcha.
He's the grizzled passenger. His voice sounds something like this.
I'm so grizzled.
I'm extremely grizzled. With this big smile.
Alphanot and Alice, however you say her name. I don't remember what the other name is.
I just remember their names from Shadowbringers.
Runman A and A. Can't
A
spell
and
their
A.
names. I like it. Hey man, you're talking to the guy that literally reviews anime on a podcast and, you know, refers to people as that chick with green hair and that dude with the mohawk.
Yes.
That guy that wears the red coat.
We usually have to have like some kind of like I will have several, what do you call it, tabs of my anime list open for the podcast just to be like, what was that guy's name again? Right.
I have to keep the My Anime List tabs open now because it's... Yeah.
You watch so many of them that you're just like, man.
And I don't know what it is, you know, it's for whatever reason. I'm bad in general, but when it comes to watching shows with subtitles in Japanese, and you're not hearing the name the same. For some reason, that's my theory anyway. I'm just not hitting my memory bank the way it should, I guess. Yeah, podcasts are cool. We're... Carlos and I are hosts of the Anime Arcade podcast, so we do a lot of anime talk, seasonal reviews, anime reviews. We got a Discord community, so watch the dub. You know, I started doing that. They're hit or miss, dubs. I mean, I'm more of a sub guy. I don't have anything against dubs, but I'll watch dubs from time to time. I think they're easier to watch, honestly. Just, you know, I don't have to pay attention as much, which is nice.
They're definitely easier to put on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Entirely depends on the show for me.
It does depend on the show. Like, I'm enjoying Dr. Stone dub. I think that they've done a pretty good job with that. Runman prefers subs. Yeah, I prefer subs. I'm not going to say the Japanese voice actors do a better job. It just seem like they do a better job because I don't speak their language, I guess. To me, it feels like they do. I feel like the emotions come
It
across
always
better.
feels like there's more emotion coming across in their voice. But maybe it's just the vocal techniques and adapting to what they're really trying to portray across in the scene. But it definitely feels like there's more effort. Is probably the worst word to use, but that's kind of the only way.
It does. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot more effort that gets put into the subs. I feel like that voice acting community in Japan's a much more prestigious. I don't know if that's really there's any fact in that.
It's a lot more niche in America than it is over in like Japan would be. I think there are more people get a lot more praise and credit as opposed to how much you get in America.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like some of the biggest names that you'll find in voice acting in America would go towards like what's her name? She played Darkness. I can't think of her name. I even follow her.
When I
Christina
think famous,
V.
Christina V. Yeah.
Yeah.
when I
Did
think
she do Darkness?
voice,
Yeah, she did Darkness.
when I think voice stuff in America, I don't think of any of those people. I think of like James Earl Jones and like Jeremy Irons and stuff like that.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Earl Jones is, God, he's got to be the most famous American voice actor of all time, as Darth Vader, right?
Oh, and as Mufasa.
Well, yeah, Mufasa. I'm a Star Wars
Remember
fan,
who you are.
Simba.
Yeah.
Simba.
Simba, I am your father. I know that, Dad.
Dad, wait, what? That's a damn good mashup.
Wait, really?
Everything the darkness touches.
Oh God, man! If he was only younger and he could put together that mashup, dude.
But
I can't think of...
Oh, I do want to say one thing before I forget. But the story is worth, especially paying attention to, at least your first time through. It's like one of those things you don't want to rush. At least I felt like I had a great time.
Well, I mean,
watching
you've been through this, right?
Yeah, I've been through this.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
If you hit escape, you can skip these cutscenes.
Yeah, you can skip the cutscene.
If you hit escape.
Okay. Yeah. Pirates are bad. I think on my human character, we had just started to fight off the pirates a little bit more. So, mouse and keyboard. Yeah. Controller in this game is actually really good.
Yes.
But I have to say, I still prefer mouse and keyboard. It's just my thing. You know, it's a lot easier to use the UI and everything. I'm sure if I got used to the controller, I would probably love it. But yeah.
I have a buddy of mine who has a lot of hand problems. He specifically sets up any game that he plays to the same style of controller that this does because it's that easy.
Oh man, I don't know. The running. It's all right. It's all right.
You're hitting a little bit of frame lag on your stream. It's like you're getting some repeat.
Really? I'm not seeing a whole lot.
It might just be me then. Okay, yeah, it was because I was tabbed over. My bad. Let's ignore that. That was
okay. Better not be getting any frame lag. I just built a nearly $2,000 computer so I could stream this stuff without frame lag. I have to admit, I spent at least $300 or $400 on this computer because I wanted it to look cool.
That's fair.
Hey, whatever's important, you know.
I mean, if so I spent probably $75 on the case, more than I would have if I'd gotten a cheaper case. And then because I got that case, I had to pay more attention to what was on the inside because, of course, if I'm paying all that money to have a cool looking case, the rest of it has to look good. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out, though. You guys have maybe seen the pictures in chat.
But yeah, so about the movement of the character, you weren't super happy, or you were happy?
No, I like it. Yeah, I was making a Giving you guys a hard time. No, that's pretty cool. I like it better than the Mikote.
Mikote.
I think. No, I like it. She kind of like, if you look at the way she starts running forward, it's got kind of this like creepy, like lurker vibe to her, and then she starts running normal. You notice that?
We're going to continue on that pervy old man comment from earlier.
Come on.
One thing I do
Please
notice
creep on me.
that the aura starting gear is certainly quite, at least modest, relatively.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean compared to the Vieira?
Yeah.
Oh, just wait till you get out of the area that you're in right now, Jeff. You'll see a character in front of you that's gonna kind of explain the whole modesty isn't really.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna actually skip cutscenes in the beginning here. If anyone in the stream wants to see this storyline, let me know, and I'll go through a little slower. But I'm just gonna.
This is just a tutorial story. It's not really anything special.
Okay.
Once you actually get out into the real game,
And you've done and he's done all these already too. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, for me, I'm not gonna watch it, but I actually maybe have done these more than once now. But
I told you.
Wait,
Where's the male Moogle over here? I'm gonna pull my shit out of there. I don't know where the fuck male Moogle is.
So take the 8th right to the aft castle.
did you say male Moogle? I didn't think Moogles
Actually,
had a...
have you unlocked
gender.
all the 8th rights?
No, I just made this
Oh,
character.
then go this way. This way. This way. This way.
Mail as in like postage.
Oh.
Mail. Parcel. I'm
Should've
following the wrong Vieira. God damn.
Yeah, I'm.
You guys coming to say hi to me?
Yeah.
What's up, stream? What you guys up to? Oh, I gotta pick up this stuff
Hey,
off
there
the
he is.
ground. Oh my god, look at that. The gang's all here. Wait, can I like... Yeah, dance it
Oh
up.
shit. Okay, I need to stop mining ore. I'll come over. Sky Builder's Electrum can wait. Let's see, limbs. Hive of scum and villain.
So, Yuki Kanzai, this is you, Vetros?
Yeah, I just made this character mess with you.
You got the freaking pompadour.
Yeah, I got the pompadour.
Yes. Oh
I
my
wanted
god.
to make it a pugilist, but if I made it a pugilist, it would be it's locked into Olda in the beginning. So
All right, let's look at the height difference here.
it's definitely noticeable.
I have no idea where you. I have no idea where.
We're in the beginning area, Limsa, near
That
the
tells me
Limsa.
nothing.
Go to the big Aether Crystal in Limsa, and then run over to the Sky.
Hold on, I got you. Oh, whoops, wrong one.
All right, I'm gonna pick these flowers up off the ground. Someone left this freaking mess on the ground, and since I'm a hero, I need to pick up the trash.
Oh, you're not the hero yet. You're nobody right now.
Whatever. Look like the hero.
Do you?
People know. Come on, man. You look at
Nobody
at me.
knows. Nobody knows yet in the story.
They
Is
can.
that you? What are you wearing?
Oh, I'm wearing the mining outfit.
Oh.
I like to pretend I'm Hanamaru,
Yeah.
right? In her mining outfit.
This is why they call them potatoes.
Sarah of the
What?
Sun.
What are you gonna? You're gonna like mine a pebble at a time. What?
Hey!
The
If I can
toothpick
hold up
mining
Susanu's blade as a Lalafell tank, I can mine big boulders too.
Isn't that the greatest thing?
This geode's the size of me.
I'm not like that much taller than you though. I'm about twice as high.
It comes up to your waist.
And I come up to about your waist. So, what is that?
You're-
I literally come up to about your waist.
You're really good. This isn't even the tallest too. This is only like 25%.
Oh god,
So
that's so
that
funny.
means Vetros is like 4 Lalafels tall.
Yes.
Literally, you come up to my knee.
In this universe, we measure ourselves in the Lalafell.
Measuring potatoes.
Oh shit! Wait, where'd you go?
I'm talking to this dude
Friend
over here.
request.
Okay, hold on. So you guys can't see it, but Hina tagged him in our friends group or in our group. So there's like a plus
Oh
over.
god.
Hold on, let me do this before you. Oh, you'll get that afterwards, I think.
That way you can track them among. Let's see how many.
I got a big
how
plus
many-
sign on my head or something. Ooh, let's tune myself to this big crystal.
Did you get that friend request? Oh yeah, you did. Okay, good. That's all I
Oh,
needed.
right. I forget if we have the friend. Oh wait, does he count as a different account as his other character? I guess.
It's not like a global friend thing.
Yeah, it's per character, not by account.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, I mean,
Mess
like,
up that
I have friends
RP
in
if
guild
it was
that
global.
when they switch characters, I still see them on my friends list. I thought
Really? I don't see you guys on other characters.
that is interesting. Okay.
Because even like I know it's server dependent, is your friends list carrying over, but even for me, if I switch from character to character, my friends list doesn't.
These yellow jackets.
Okay, I sent you a
Okay.
friend request. Okay. Or actually, accept from you.
God, I hate Limsa.
I love this city.
You know,
Wait.
I think I liked, and I forget the name of it, but the first or second character I created when I was playing on the PlayStation, it was like the City of Scoundrels or something, I think they called it. It was in the desert.
Oh,
That's
Olda.
Olda.
Yeah,
Olda,
that was
Olda's one of the best.
that was my favorite of the three so far.
I would happily take Olda and Gridania over Limsa and
Did you accept my friend request?
No. Hold on, let me accept it. Sorry about that.
Yay.
It's a lot going on here, man.
All right. Yeah. Now I just know. Now I just can price you. You go through the story stuff. I'm just gonna hold you up.
Yeah.
Let me know when you get to your first dungeon, and I'll tank for you.
Cool. Yeah, I
Other
don't
than that,
I don't think I got to a dungeon even by level 20 in my other character though.
you probably skipped over it then because you absolutely
you can't
actually
in the storyline.
that. Ooh, no, that's he
level
might.
16 dungeon.
Well, because he's in the
Double
preferred.
XP.
Yeah, because he's got double XP. He probably just didn't even know it was there.
Oh.
Yeah, he
right.
probably got level 20 before even getting to the content for Sistasha.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah,
insane.
it's very easy to do that, I'll be honest.
I was way ahead of the levels. Like I think I was almost level 20, and when I did the quest where I went in and I fought some pirates, it leveled me back to level 13 to do that quest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your character is so fucking small.
I love the mining helmet for some reason. I can only wear it as a miner.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, my carpentry outfit is also pretty cute too, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
dude.
have any like distinguishing features.
Runman's gonna walk up on me. I like it. Come and hang
Oh
out.
man,
Let's do it. Send me a friend request. We'll be friends. If you're looking to hang out, we are trying. We're kind of trying to build a little Final Fantasy community. We play a lot of other games, throughout our Discord, but this is
of League of Legends.
yeah, there is a lot of League of Legends in there, a lot of mobile game stuff, but we're kind of creating a budding final. Pretty much what you have in this stream right now is what you have as far as our new Final Fantasy community. But hey, you want to be part of a new community for this game, then you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome.
although Jeff, like once you're a little more like into things, I'll actually, even if you want, I plan to drag you into my my guild that I've been in more or
Oh.
less across multiple games. Mike,
Ray
eventually.
Aponoriff. This is I'm assuming this is Run Man. How you doing? Thank you. I'm accepting that friend request. Cool. All right. Yeah, dude. When I'm definitely more into things, I assume I assume it'll be a little while, but I mean, at this point,
Yeah, I don't want to overload you with just people and stuff.
I don't mind. I don't mind
All
being
that stuff.
overloaded. I'm pretty good. Thanks for the friend request, man. Yeah, if you're looking, like I said though, if I certainly no pressure, but if you're looking to join our Discord community, let me know. I'll shoot you an invite. I or Carlos will do that.
I just got an invite to a fellowship, like one of those like multi-server chat groups or whatever. It has 2,300 people in it. Wait, let me double check. Social. Let me just make sure I'm not crazy.
So the idea here is, and I don't know if you were here, when we discussed this. Maybe you were. Yeah, I think you were here. But Arcanist until what, 10, and then I go Ninja.
Yeah, if you want to do melee, that's what I recommend. Or if you want to do melee DPS, I should say.
Yeah, I think I'd like to give it a shot. It sounds fun. It brings me back to my Blade and Soul days when I played the Assassin.
Oh yeah.
I like the Assassin.
I think on our YouTube channel we still have the video of our very first 3v3 Blade and Soul PvP where you fucking clutched us around.
I remember that. I got honestly, I got
the video quality is ass, but I mean,
yeah, that was fun, man.
That was a good time.
That game, that was right when we started the podcast, and we were. I think the Discord was kind of brand new, or you had that Discord before, but
no, the Discord was like, because so beforehand, like for years and years, me, DJ, and Conan had used Raid Call for League of Legends and for Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. And then Raid Call, I don't remember what the exact thing was, but like they got bought out by like a Russian company, and so I got an email that was like, "Hey, your Raid Call server is going to be going down unless you live in like Russia or something." I was like, "Well, shit, I need to find something new." And right around that time that Raid Call was being discontinued, and I was trying different services. That's when we decided to merge the two blogs, which eventually became the podcast. And that's when I was like looking for, what do you call it? I was looking for a new service, and like everyone was like, "Oh, you should try out this new Discord thing," and I was like, "Oh shit, okay." And
I thought Raid Call got bought out by Curse.
Whatever Raid Call got bought out by, like they discontinued my server. So
can we send Runman a Discord invite in
yeah,
Twitch DM, or is that
second?
I don't know if that's something we have to do through email, or we normally do emails, but
I can whisper him. That's fine. Un moment.
Thank you, sir.
I'm actually turning this character into a rogue right now because I've never tried him in this.
Man, we're gonna actually have to create a separate channel now for Final Fantasy if we're gonna start recruiting people. Das weird. What's weird? Das weird.
Oh yeah, you can change your map size, by the way.
How do I do that?
Let's see. So at the bottom right of the map, there's like a little corner you can drag and shrink, I do believe. If you press M. Oh, sorry. If you press M. Or bring up your navigation map.
Welcome to the Discord, man.
Then you can tap on the bottom right, the bottom right of the corner.
Yeah, right here.
Where you're, that thing. Yeah, and then you can resize it, and then you can make it smaller, or you can just drag it. It's like a window sizer.
Gotcha.
And then you can click on. And then let's say you like that size, that you can just don't click. Click on the gray bar, but don't click on the X, or hold the gray bar, and you can drag the map around.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
yeah. All right.
So then you can put it wherever you want to. If you ever want to navigate with that bigger thing open.
Yeah, I was thinking hopefully you could. Would have been cool if I could. I guess I can zoom in and out on this little mini map. Welcome to the Discord, Runman. He's in?
Yep.
He's a member?
Black Falcon.
Black Falcon. I like that name. That makes me think of well, Captain Falcon, but also Falco from Star Fox. I don't know why that's the first thing I thought of.
Or Falcon from Marvel.
So I'm gonna sound like a creep when I say this, man. But Run Man, I just looked at your YouTube account that's linked in your. The fact that you have a JoJo reference as Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force made me die.
Nice. I like it. I think we're gonna get along. Yeah, it is Falco. Yeah, Falco is the Falcon dude from Star Fox.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Falco.
Also from Smash Brothers.
Oh, is Falco in Smash Brothers? I haven't played any of the newest ones.
Combo combo.
Dude, he's in Melee.
Yeah, whatever. I haven't played since GameCube.
Melee.
Yeah, Melee.
Was GameCube in Melee?
Yeah.
That was Melee?
Melee was in GameCube, yeah.
No, I guess I forget that he was in it. It's forgettable then, I guess.
I mean, he is a terrible character.
I played.
Cough, cough, satire, cough, cough.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, unless your name is Mango or most pros, yeah.
Mango or PPMD or
Yeah.
PC Chris or. I was Captain Falcon player. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I should be, but I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Ooh, Runman's a JoJo fanboy.
Oh God.
I like
Smash
JoJo.
player.
I like it.
Mango Nation. Fox McCloud.
Right here is what is this? Nara? No, that's a Mikote. In a wedding dress. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those games where you just appreciate all of the work people put into the look of their characters, huh?
So there's a joke about this game, and two of my really good friends who both play this game are like heavy, firm kind of people that affirm this in this game entirely. The true end game is how good can I make my character look for the least amount of money, real life.
Oh, but so there's a lot of real money.
No.
There is an entire store that you can go to through Mog Station where you can buy poses, dances, outfits, and it's entirely dependent on the season. So like in the summertime they'll do swimsuits and stuff like that. It's a bunch of weird
It's
stuff.
all optional. Don't feel
Completely
compelled
optional.
to
Yeah,
throw
it's
your money at
completely
it.
But it
It's
is the true end game.
I mean, to an extent, but at the same time, I do feel that, like, especially for example, like the Lord and Ladies Yukatas, you see them so often on like so many people. Like, it's fine, but it's like it kind of standardizes the look to some degree.
You're talking to the guy who just paid $60 to play a girl with horns, so.
Not just play, live through. Live vicariously through.
I was about to we need to touch some phrasing there for a second because
Come on. What do you mean? Touch some phrasing. What kind of dirty mind do you have?
I don't know. I've been in this Discord for like a year and a half. It's kind of destroyed. I was way before. I can't even lie. Like my wife jokes around and says like corrupt. Apparently she said twice now because of the memory issues.
Hina roulettes, or are you doing something?
Oh, I'll just literally wander around limits of being unproductive.
All right, let's do roulettes.
So it was a Captain Falcon.
where's,
Runman says he played Captain Falcon, and that's how I got the name Black Falcon.
Hey.
That was my first. So that was actually probably I played Kirby a lot, but Captain Falcon was probably one of my favorites from the Smash games I did play.
Hit bitches with punch.
Give him the knees. Give him
Oh
the
yeah. The
My favorite-
knee.
My favorite thing to do with Kirby and like the older games was was like eating
Back
people
throw off
and
the
no,
ledge.
eating people and just die, like just like like jumping off and
Oh,
like, dying
suicide,
with
yeah.
them.
I used to love back throwing people off the ledge back when it used to drop you off with them, so it was just a dive bomb suplex.
Oh, the other thing I liked is on Silphco on the 64 version, if you use your like wind cutter move at the right time and you're camping the helicopter pad, you can just flush people straight down the gap in between the
Yeah.
helicopter pad.
Yeah, I
and
do
Silphco.
remember that. I was never, I mean, the game, when I played it back on, like, the Nintendo 64, mostly that was when I played it. I think it was it 64 that game came out on originally?
Yeah, in 64.
Yeah, that was when I played it a lot, and there was no competitive scene that I knew of at that point, so it was just me and my friends trying to break the characters.
A lot of the competitive Smash didn't really start becoming a thing until Melee was a little bit bigger. There were like little local kind of things for 64, but when Melee kind of like paved the way for a lot of Smash to get kind of revitalized and show up out of the woodwork.
So, I think I've told Carlos this, but when I was playing, it was the GameCube, and it was kind of new at the time. I think it was Game Pro, if you remember those magazines like Game Pro and Game Informer and that. They released what I didn't know at the time was an April Fool's joke in an issue. And back
Sonic and Tails.
Yep. You know the one I'm talking about.
I had that fucking magazine.
Dude, I spent an entire week playing that game trying to do that challenge. I got so close, I never got it, and I finally gave up, and I find out a month later, because, you know, we're talking back in the day of magazines, so you didn't just find out in the comment section, but that it was a freaking April Fool's joke, man. I'm glad I didn't successfully do the mission, because I did get really close a couple times, but because I think you had to do it was like the Iron Man thing where you had to get through, and I think they said if you would get Sonic and Tails if you survived through some astronomical amount of people, but man, yeah, I'm glad that someone appreciates that. Did you try that, Petros?
I did. We actually had so when I was growing up, I didn't have a GameCube. We used to go over to my buddy's place, my buddy Dylan. We used to go over to his house, and he had a GameCube. We used to host, because at that point in time we were still like very new to all of it, and you know, I didn't play a lot of Smash. 64 I played, you know, Melee was like my first one. I didn't have an N64 either.
Sure.
And like he, on the weekends, we would go over to his place. We'd stay the night over at his place, and he would host up what we called the Iron Thumb tournaments. And we had no idea how. Yeah, well, we literally did 30 hours of straight playing Melee, four-man Melee. It was really stupid.
I believe it.
But we had no idea how to unlock Mewtwo at the time. And we knew there was a character slot that was missing, but we didn't know what the hell it was. And none of us just like ever chose to, like, yeah, let's go look on the internet and see what everyone else knows already. And in the midst of us going through one of these like gigantic bouts of an all-nighter, we managed to pull Mewtwo out and was just like, how did we do this? What did we do?
Oh, you don't even know how you did it. Oh,
yeah,
no.
So the way that you unlocked Mewtwo was you had to play 20 hours in specific game modes. I'm going to get my ass handed to me right now. Sorry.
I had to close the stream because my FPS was like 5 during that.
You're good, man.
There we go.
That's cool.
No, I pulled like 900 things while I'm trying to level Rogue, and I'm like, oh, this is going to murder me. Had to bring up my inventory so I could pull a potion.
So I specifically remember, because I did something similar. I was over at a buddy's house who had the game, and we played it. I don't know how many hours, but we played it over the weekend. That's what got me hooked on it. And I actually remember I got strep throat that weekend somehow. I don't know. He must have had it or something.
Screaming.
Yeah, something. And I remember, because that was an incredibly bad strain of strep throat that was like resistant to antibiotics, and I just got like violently ill from that. And that was probably, I didn't even think about that due to screaming from that game. You know, It makes me think back to the the days, like, because the internet existed then, but it didn't occur to me to check the internet to figure these type of things out.
Yeah.
And the other time that something like that happened to me was Silent Hill. I ran into a particular puzzle in that game that I just couldn't figure out, and we spent an entire weekend trying to figure this puzzle out. To the point, there was a puzzle, and it clearly had something to do with the zodiac, like animals. And we actually went to the library and got a book out about the zodiac animals to try to figure out how this puzzle worked. And we spent countless hours talking about it. Of course, back
The painting on the wall puzzle.
You remember this one too?
Yeah.
And it was how many legs they had. That's what it was.
Killed. That stupid person didn't move the circle, so I got killed trying to.
Crash knows the puzzle, man. We stayed up until like 4 a.m. talking about the possibilities of how that freaking puzzle would be solved, and it turned out it was how many legs the zodiac animals had. I'm not even kidding. We took a book about the zodiacs out of the library to try to figure that shit
Carlos,
out.
both healers are down.
I miss those days, man.
Me too, man. I actually, because of course you felt better when you actually did solve those things, and now
God, the reward you got, like
Yep.
this feeling of self-worth that you got from solving something like.
yeah, those were definitely more rewarding days. We can say that at least. So speaking of, I'm in the process of watching, speaking of puzzles, of watching this documentary. And of course, I think everyone's probably heard of this at this point, but those cicada puzzles that came out like
Cicada
many years ago.
2033.
Yeah. And I'm watching it. Someone released a documentary a few months back, kind of talking to some of the people who actually solved it and continue to try to solve the book that they released that no one has been able to decode yet. Fascinating, man. It's just I love
think
it.
the dancer's not connected, Carlos.
Yeah,
Fine.
it's an interesting crazy world that they've kind of created,
Mm-hmm.
and the different means and methods that people had to go through to be able to figure something out. Stereoscopy. Someone managed to make a fucking puzzle out of stereoscopy, taking an image and putting it into an audio rendering system to pull code out. That is just nuts to think.
Yeah.
Especially, who the fuck thinks to put an image in an audio monitoring system? It's dumb as hell, but God, it's so...
I hope one day we find out who is the mastermind behind that whole thing, because it's fascinating. It really is. And now, this, I forget what is it, the Illuminato something or other.
Illuminati.
Well, the book that they released, name. And I think there's people spending countless hours trying to decode this book, and out of like the 56 pages, 2 have been decoded. It's all.
Are you talking about the Voynich manuscript?
Yeah, it's the cicada puzzles that have been released. I think they started in like 2013 or something. But
If you like that sort of a look at the Voynich manuscript, it's
okay.
200 years old, and people are still trying to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, man. I love it. I mysteries like that just are so cool to me.
There's many people think it's just a hoax, though. So
That's what
People
I think.
cicada's a hoax too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge thing on it as well. Because there's been a couple people that have basically been interviewed after being quote unquote hired by Cicada after they were able to figure it out. There's a really good one. I'll have to find the link. There's a really good one about a guy who's one of the first people that really solved one of the real big cicada puzzles when they posted it to Reddit way back in the day.
Yep.
I think it was like 2013 or 2014, something like that. And he basically popped up. He's like, I don't know who I was working for. He's like, I only knew people by names. It's like, and they never really told me much. I was told what I needed to do and what I needed to figure out, and I did it.
Yep.
They paid me very handsomely.
So I'm kind of in the process of watching this documentary, but one of the guys who kind of solved and was recruited, quote, from the first puzzle, he got basically he was part of a cell that had a contact, and you only basically as the member were able to connect with the contact of that cell, I guess.
Yeah.
And their task was essentially create a project. So it almost sounded like a college course where you would figure out what your thesis is, and you would have to figure that out or solve that problem or whatever. And they wanted him to start a project related to something about like freedom of information on the internet. But he said the timing, because they went dark on him, and the timing very closely coincided with when the whole Snowden thing fell apart. So there was theory as far as that maybe that was connected, but pretty fascinating. I
love looking at all that kind of stuff. I'm a huge I love the ARGs you find online.
Oh man,
deep web junkies and all that kind
of. I started following this guy called Nexpo on YouTube.
Yeah, Nightmare Expo. I love him.
I started following Nexpo, and that's kind of got me connected to a whole bunch. I watched a few videos today about a guy, Actual Gamers or something like that. His name is Mutahara.
Yes.
I love him. Crash watches Nexpo too. Yeah, man, I love the ARGs and these deep dives into kind of these mysteries, these internet mysteries. Yeah. I'm hooked on them, man. It's probably why I'm not watching a lot of anime now, because I spend a lot of time watching that stuff.
One of my favorites.
We're still down to DPS, so
we're fine.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorites today. And I love the fact that it's still going, but I've been following it since even before I knew who Nexpo was. Where's the Sun?
I haven't seen that one.
Or the Sun vanished. The Sun has vanished. It's a Twitter account that posts up essentially like a post-apocalyptic kind of thing, where this dude basically woke up one morning and it was 2:00 in the afternoon and it's pitch black outside. But he did one thing that I've never seen anyone else do when creating these kind of storyscapes.
Mm-hmm.
He made a news cover story, and it sounded legit. He's got his camera pointed at his television, and it's talking about, we're getting reports from all over the country, in New York, in Chicago, LA, and blah blah blah, just about
man.
The Sun being gone, just completely gone.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
But it's so well put together. The dude has just an amazing touch for keeping it just creepy enough to be believable.
You're making me think too of another one I think Nexpo did cover. It was kind of made to look like an old news network, but it kind of touched on the idea.
58.
I think that's the one.
Local News 58.
Yep, that's the one.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, that's the one.
I remember when that came out. I remember seeing that on YouTube before. I knew who Nexpo and all that was.
Yeah, that the little cartoon that they made with the skeleton was awesome, man. It was really cool. I love that stuff. Now I know I have someone I can kind of talk to about that when I watch it.
2 people. Crash 2.
Yeah, Crash. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Crash. I was keeping up on chat. Yep.
You can blame me on that one. That's my bad.
Yeah, that whole thing is creepy. I'm trying to think of probably what my favorite one has been. There's been some really good ones. There's a girl, the Lawson Stevens girl. That was a pretty cool, interesting one. Kind of figuring out who she was and what her whole deal was. There's a lot of things that kind of explore what appear to be actual cults. There was
what was the I just watched this one actually 2 days ago. It was one that tied itself into the whole YouTube scandal, the ElsaGate YouTube scandal that happened a couple of years back.
Oh, that's actually one of the next ones I want to watch, the ElsaGate one. I don't know anything about that.
The Setzer, South Carolina, fun time. Oh man, these people essentially created a whole world where a trafficking ring from South Carolina to Florida was living online and active through YouTube. It was insanely well thought out.
Man,
but it was like a whole children's trafficking line that like was a real thing in the 70s. That used to traffic children from South Carolina to Pensacola.
Oh my God. I don't think. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about that one. That sounds disturbing.
It is. The people that did it were apparently like they tried putting it out there back in like 2014, 2013, and it never really stuck. And someone found the shit afterwards in like 2017 and brought it back and was like, "Hey, this is a little weird, don't you think?" And people started doing really hard dives.
The Anons.
Yeah, Mary's another really good one. Gregory88 on Twitter as well. We think that one's done for the moment, but he still hasn't really stated whether or not he's going to continue on.
Yeah,
Gregory88's about a guy who moved into his grandfather's estate and finds out like a bunch of weird stuff about his grandfather and stuff. It's a Twitter story that continues getting updated every couple of days.
I think I was just watching that one today. Is that the one where he found like the weird kind of like the bunker?
Chick with no eyes.
Oh no, yeah, I was.
No. This one's different.
Okay.
This one was like apparently his grandfather's house is like part of a church for like this little city. And it's like right up against a lake, and there's a chick with no eyes who like is stalking his house and leaving him messages.
Oh, I think I did see that one. Yeah, that one. I didn't know that one was still being updated. I thought that one fell off, but if that's still being updated, I'll have to check it out.
I don't know if that one's still fallen off. There was still kind of a question mark on whether or not it was going to be updated any further, but I don't know if they're continuing on with it.
Yeah, that one was creepy. I liked that one a lot, actually. There's one that is still going because I actually followed the YouTube channel of the girl who got abducted. She was doing like a
Ash
vlog.
vlogs.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah, I stopped watching it.
That was the one that got me into the whole thing, actually, because I don't know why it got recommended to me, but it was, I think, the Nexpo video where he talked about the Ash vlogs rabbit hole, and I started watching those videos, and it was really in-depth, man. It was a really in-depth ARG because she built what appeared to be a normal vlog before she started making things weird, which, you gotta...
Yeah, Ash Vlogs is a really good one that did it very well. I think it just kind of got out of hand for me watching it in person. Because I was watching it like as they were being updated and was like, okay, cool, this will be cool. And I ended up stopping for a really long time and I never got back into it. There's another channel that I follow called Rainbow. She's actually done some work with Nexpo in the past. But she did a really big in-depth kind of cover of it at the end of 2018 and just kind of summed up everything that I needed to know about it. I was like, yeah, it's really good, but it's getting very out of hand.
It's gotten silly. I think at one point there was like a live stream where they just...
There was, yeah.
It was like 8 hours long or something crazy, and... yeah, I mean, I think the illusion of it being real at this point is kind of dead. So you always kind
of they're continuing trying to do it. That's kind of the reason. My wife even asked me, "Is like, why do you think it got out of hand?" It's just a sheer fact that they're still trying to make it very believable, and the more believable they're trying to make it, the deeper and darker and fucking disturbing it's getting, to the point of like almost being wary enough to have to contact local authority for it. It's gotten to that kind of level.
Runman, thanks for the follow, dude. Yeah, that's the first time I've gotten to see that little follow, widget. So thanks for the follow, and look forward to seeing you more in the community and in the future, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I think that is... I'm with you on that being kind of why. I think it's like the harder you try with that kind of stuff, the more unbelievable it gets, especially, the more popular it gets. It's harder to make that air of mystery stay around. So
it's kind of why the reason I've liked The Sun Vanished as much as I did, because he shrouds a lot of things in mystery because he doesn't really know himself. so he doesn't have to kind of like keep. You don't have to do very much to keep people interested when everything is just completely dark, metaphorically. And
Someone is printing. This is why I didn't want the printer in my office. Someone's printing. Do you guys hear that?
I can't.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
You stopped talking as soon as the printer started going. I'm like, oh god, must be loud.
You look over, anime titties. What? Who else is printing these?
Oh god.
Going back to you guys' previous topic of conversation, am I the only one here who saw the bogus nudity code for Tomb Raider and fucking tried it? Please tell me I'm not the only one who
No,
fucking
you're not.
You talking about? There were two. There were two because there were two codes that I had to try and do. Number one was that one, and number two was trying to kill the butler in the tutorial.
Yeah. Do you remember
My brother and I tried so hard to kill that goddamn butler.
PlayStation Magazine ran? I remember PlayStation Magazine ran an April article where they actually had the devs make a realistic looking Lara Croft-esque game.
Yeah.
But it was a different character and she was completely naked, and they ran a whole huge big article, their like middle of the magazine, like headline article, and like the next month they're like, yeah, that was total bullshit.
Guys, I'm killing my first batch of ladybugs after all this time.
all that time talking, you were just doing the initial quest in the fucking city.
I was probably not doing it the most efficient way that I possibly
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, yeah, I'm already level 8 on this on this rogue I've been making.
Oh god, really? Is it that bad? Oh no.
Oh no, I'm literally just running around killing stuff. I don't have quests to do because I'm on one of my higher level characters.
I got you.
So I'm literally just running around grinding stuff and doing fates.
Binding items. Hey. I think in the time that I was born, I killed a ladybug sooner than it's taken me to kill one. I think as an infant, I killed a ladybug sooner
as
than
an actual human infant.
Simba.
I feel like the dots on these Arcanists are very weak. I tried to do a lot of...
Early on, they kind of...
Yeah, like I tried to do a lot of AoE farming with the carbuncle and the dots, and the dots almost seemed completely worthless.
You get 2 dots that you kind of apply back and forth to each other. Like you'll throw both of them up, and then you have a constant move that you'll use for most of your stuff. I believe it's Bane is the main attack that you get. I can't remember the name. Miasma and something else. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, it was Bio is the instant cast,
and
I think Miasma.
Bio Miasma, and then you just spam the hell out of Bane, and that's your entire combo.
And then there was one called Fester that would do more damage depending on how many dots you had.
Did they change the way that works? I remember Fester being something that basically just allowed you to make it spread to other.
From what I was reading, it would do a certain amount of damage with no dots, more damage with 1 dot, and then the most damage with 2 dots. And it was an instant cast, like just damage spell. That's...
One moment while I change over to Summoner, because I have that on this character. Just so I can make sure I'm not going completely fucking...
It might change, maybe when
I have
you
Summoner
go
on this one as well.
I don't actually have a Summoner weapon. That's...
Fester.
Why?
Deals... So, yeah, I have Summoner as well. Deals unaspected damage with a potency of 100. Additional effects of the target is suffering for bio or miasma effects. Effect inflicted by you. Fester potency is increased by 200. One effect, 300 for both effects. Only applies the original spell. Only applies when the original spells were cast by you.
Okay, so I'm thinking of it.
You're thinking of Bane. Bane is the one that spreads.
Okay, Bane's one that spreads. Okay.
Yeah, Ruin is the like kind of just damage casting spell.
Yeah.
Runman. Yeah, I suck at League too, dude. Don't feel bad. I don't know. I think a lot of us suck at League.
Most of us are very casual players. We have a couple people that play pretty hard, but most of us are mainly ARAM players and people who dick around when Clash comes out.
Yeah,
we get stomped on by people who purchase their account.
I just recently recovered my account. It's probably been at least 3 years since I played League, and I'm gold 3. Because I say I recovered my account. Someone named Mohammed something stole my account, and I just recently got it back from support. What did I say it was? Mohammed, I changed my username to that name, Mohammed something.
Hassan,
thank you. Yeah, because it was a very...
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And so... Yeah, I didn't even realize someone was playing ranked on my account, but I guess whatever I get, maybe get some kind of bonuses for being...
You'll get a skin for being gold.
Works for me.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I had some Chinese gold farmer hack my World of Warcraft account when Cataclysm came out, so I didn't have to pay for Cataclysm.
No kidding. They bought Cataclysm
they bought it on my account, so I didn't actually have to pay for it.
That's awesome. Hey.
Yep. And when Blizzard did my rollback, because they sold all my equipment and just ran around like farming materials and everything on it, when Blizzard rolled it back, they didn't take the stuff that the person had farmed on, and all the stuff that was posted onto the auction house, I got duplicate. So I ended up making a fuck ton of money.
Damn, that's a good story. I like that. Probably going to go ahead and end the stream here pretty soon, guys. So appreciate all of you hanging out. It's going on 11 o'clock here, and I have a bedtime. Crash, thanks for hanging out, dude. Run man, appreciate you coming in. I'm glad we found you. I'm glad you found us, and I'm glad that we have you now. Hopefully. Enjoy our community and become one of us.
You'll never leave.
I don't think Vetros expected to stay.
I got brought over to play League of Legends with DJ because I worked with DJ.
Oh, did you? I didn't realize that DJ was the one that came from.
Yeah, I worked at Geico with DJ for a long while till I came over to play League of Legends with you guys and just kind of never left.
Well, you're we need suggestions, man, for Nitro boosters. What I mean, we need like a special name for you guys. And I was really, because we're Anime Arcade, right? So I was struggling to come up with a term. And this is kind of sad to me because everyone has a name and a term or a descriptor these days, but I can't think of a name for people who went to arcades back in the day when arcades were a thing. Like, I don't think that there was a term.
Quarter junkies?
Quarter junkie. Okay, I like that. I was actually thinking remember when you put your quarters up on the screen to call the machine, like the popular machines, you'd put your quarters up. To me, like quarters up it seems like a phrase, but not necessarily like a descriptor for the people who did it. I don't know. I didn't think quarter junkies though. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of sad. In arcades, I don't know. There's probably a Japanese term for arcade goers. Arcades are still pretty big in Japan. So,
if anyone know, it'd probably be Carlos.
I mean, there's not really a name for them. Most people do. Or at least most people have been to an arcade. Kind of hard to escape them over there, honestly.
It's just a thing like the kids do over there, or even the adults probably. But
even
more adults than kids.
I mean, it depends on the time of day. But yeah, like, especially after the working day, it's hilarious to see business dudes like doing like DDR,
Oh God, DDR in their
and
suits.
they're so
They'll
fucking good at it.
they take the tie off, they put the jacket on the back of the machine,
Yep.
and they go to town.
Oh man, that's cool.
So many of them play the other rhythm games too, though. The
Yeah,
ones that you
there's
mostly play with your hands.
There's a really good game that came out semi recently in Japan. Oh, son of a bitch! I have to look up what it's called now, but it's a game loosely based on shuffling and running. And the amount of just different people that play that game to a crazy degree, and the amount of publicity that the game's gotten just from people playing it is insane.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the Japanese arcades for myself next month.
Yep,
Almost there.
almost there. Just one more month and Love Live concert.
Yep. Man, it's wild. It really is. I feel like I've spent a lifetime, waiting to go to Japan. I know as cliche and queer and weird as that sounds, queer in the weird sense, I should say. I should clarify that. But I got my first NES system, and my mother, kind of at the time, always kind of told me, because she was always fascinated by Japanese culture and stuff, and she would even like randomly say little Japanese phrases to me to kind of joke around when I was a kid, and the NES, of course, coming from Japan. And I feel like that almost kind of started my interest in Japan, and here I am now, 34 years old, and I'm finally going. It's kind of surreal, actually.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
My mom and my dad both were huge gamers, like way back in the day. I think my mom's copy of Legend of Zelda, the gold cartridge, is signed.
Dude, nice.
There's a bunch of weird stuff like that. Like my mom, I will never forget my mom like cracking open her Arkanoid controller because she wanted to fix it because it stopped working, and that was one of her favorite games.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, no, my parents were definitely not gamers. I was the first gamer in the family, to be sure. My sister actually got to be a pretty competitive Halo player at one point. I don't know if she still plays any games, but she was really good at first-person shooters for a while. But yeah, no, I got my first NES because my uncle had Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and I played it at his house, and that was my introduction. And then my dad used to come and have to help me when I'd play the NES. For whatever reason, as a kid, as a 5-year-old, I couldn't figure out how to do, on just regular Mario, the jump pads where you had to time your jump to jump up. And now it just feels so easy, but as a kid, I couldn't do it. So I'd have to call my dad into the room anytime I'd encounter one of the jumping pads for him to do it for me, because I couldn't do it as a 5-year-old kid.
If you're a fan of documentaries and you like weird documentaries, like off-the-wall documentaries, there is a really good YouTube channel called Summoning Salt.
Okay.
Summoning Salt is a speedrun archiver. So he goes through and talks about the speedrun progressions of different games. He has a 50 some odd minute long video talking about how Mike Tyson's Punch-Out went from being a game that took a couple hours on average to beat to 20 minutes. And to the point where there's a separate spin-off video of people beating the entire game blindfolded.
That's fascinating. Wow.
Even considered what at one point was considered impossible now is done by multiple people, but something called a one-cycle Mike Tyson fight, where you knock out Mike Tyson in first round.
What?
It's crazy to watch. To see the progression and how it got from where it was to where it is today, to watch the way that kind of goes through is insane.
That's wild. Yeah, see, that's wild. It's amazing to me what people will put to muscle memory. I see these bullet hell games, and how good people get at those games. Oh man, it's awesome. It's just awesome to me. And to me, as difficult as the hardest difficulties on those bullet hell games can get, there's no way you can. I mean, they probably could play those games blindfolded because they literally, it's muscle memory. It's not.
Yep.
They're not reacting. That's not reaction speed. I'm sorry. There's no way.
Oh, I used to play. I used to play the off-brand DDR. I used to play DDR on my keyboard, Stepmania. And when I did it, like, I found very quickly that because I played very fast, I can't play slow, like memorization, like all the arrows are coming up at once. I play at like what's considered C700 or 750, which is a constant 750 beats per second.
Wow.
Or beats per minute. So it's just like constant flying up on the screen, and I have a better chance reacting to it than I do of like watching everything come up and memorizing left, right, left, right, up. Like, I can't do that.
Yeah, spreading the mouse. I played a lot of DDR back when it kind of originally came out, too, and having the arrows spread out made it a lot easier. Even though they're flying up the screen, it just made it easier. But I also found in DDR is really weird because you enter kind of a trance-like state where you're not really thinking about what you're doing. You just do it.
All reaction timing.
Your body just kind of does it without thinking about it, which that was when I got to be kind of good and I started doing like, you know, max 300 and stuff. And I literally like, there's no way your mind thinks that fast. You just do. It's pretty weird. It's pretty wild. But I remember trying to do max 300 at the arcade in flip-flops and having to take my shoes off, and I did it barefoot.
Oh yeah, you had to play in socks or barefoot. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream. I know I said I was gonna do that a while back, but thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody here. This was fun. I think we're going to do that. I mean, I don't know that I necessarily have done the most fun gameplay, but having you guys in here, Vetros, thank you. Hina, Carlos, it's been a fun time.
No worries, man.
Yeah, I look forward to
the gameplay will, like, if you want to stream more of this, the gameplay will get more entertaining to watch as you get through the content, because right now you're what, like level 5-ish?
How about what, dreidels? Runman says, how about dreidels? I think those are dreidels in the chat. You want to play dreidels on stream? We could play like D&D on stream. That's probably similar to dreidels.
Are you allowed to play? Are you allowed to gamble on Twitch or no? Is that against you?
I mean, they hold poker tournaments on Twitch.
Because there's a game that the Mexican side of my family plays called Toma Todo, which is, it's literally a dreidel with different things written on each side, and you play it with quarters. So
that sounds like fun to me, man.
You spin it, and like it can land. If it lands on like pon uno, you have to put 1 quarter in. And your goal is to get Toma Todo, which is to get the pot in the middle.
Dude, don't make me get another webcam so I can have one aimed at my desk and the other aimed at my face, and we could play games like that, because I'll totally do it. I'll totally do it. That sounds like fun to me.
I already have 2 webcams, actually, so I can easily do that.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to do the podcast on here too, man. I think look forward, hopefully, everybody, maybe, not promising anything. To getting some live podcasts on Twitch soon. But thanks again, guys, for listening. You guys have been awesome. It's been a really fun time. Look forward to seeing you next time. I hope to be doing this. I know I've said this in previous streams, but I really do hope to do this more often. I've got my computer built now. My mother-in-law isn't here anymore, so I've got my office to myself. And hopefully she's not watching. I mean, I love you and all, but I really like my office too.
I love you, but please get out of my house.
And
I'm kidding.
No, I'm with you, man. And we'll catch you next time, guys. Thanks again. And Runman, thanks for the follow. Crash, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.